He's back. Look at him. Hi, how you doing? Go ahead and ask him to place as well.
Place.
There you go.
Good
Almost.
boy.
Almost.
So good. So good.
There you go, good.
Listen to him. Place.
There you go. Good, there you go, good.
More treats and maybe.
Wanted to try to get that in while he's still like super excited to see how he'd well.
Yeah. Good job, buddy. Good.
Because that's the best time to work on his jumping behavior, is just when he is super excited, right? Good boy.
So good. So good. Down.
There you go, much better.
So good.
There you go.
Look at that. Look at that. We're jumping. You want to do place again? Place. Then place.
There you go, good.
Yes. Good boy.
Good.
Such a good boy. Did you remember us? Do you remember us? Huh?
Good boy, yes. Right? And it makes it easier because if you place the hand in between and open your legs wide, it kind of prompts him as he's approaching to go around, right? But if you're closed off, then he might just jump up. Trying to also get him to just like heel to the side too, but that's okay. Good boy, yes. There you go,
So good.
right? So that's kind of like his contact point. So next time he comes over to dad, go ahead and have dad get ready with it. Oh, we're up. Oh, there you go. Okay. Good boy. Okay. Almost. There you go. And there. Good boy. There you go.
Boy, huh? He's like, you
likes
give me
that
so
game.
many treats.
And so what I usually like to do, like, because most of the time you still won't be able to get your visitors to do that unless you keep like treats at the door or by the door and have them like prompt him like that. But what I would do instead is have him place with me and then step on his leash. So that way when they approach in, they can then get a treat from me and then do the same thing and giving him attention on the ground.
Right.
That way he has an outlet for all that energy and excitement, but it's a positive one because he's thinking about where to go and what to do as opposed to just, let me get this, let me get this excitement up, yep.
So good.
Good boy.
You got so big.
He's been eating well. The only thing he didn't like were the blueberries. I ended up kind of just mashing those up.
He didn't love them. Yeah, he likes.
I ended up just mashing them up and mixing it in, and then it was okay. He'd still kind of spit it out, but at least he'd get the antioxidants.
And so eating
stuff.
like 2 meals a day still, like, was he eating for you?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, we went through a week of not really wanting to eat much. We were surprised. We weren't overdoing any treats, actually. Up, come. Please. Turn around, please.
There you go.
Here.
He's like,
Pin. Gosh, I'm so sorry. I tried to step on it. I'm so sorry. Pin, come.
there you go. There you go.
Stepped on his leash quicker. I'm
It's
so
a,
sorry.
it's okay. He's not gonna hurt anybody. He's just gonna startle them or scare them, right? And because she didn't see him around the corner as well, so yeah. But that's the reason why I would step on the lead if he's greeting somebody, right? Most of the time, if he's not trying to meet somebody new, he's gonna be perfectly fine. It's just during these moments that he wants to engage, that he's excited. And as you saw in the last exercise when we're walking around the neighborhood, hey, how you doing? If like, and plus he knows them too. So like, if he's not super amped up, like he's a little bit more excited right now because of everything that's going on, he'll actually see somebody and then check back as opposed to just going. But right now, I think because he, somebody just like came around, he got excited to check him out. That's all. But he should be better at checking in too. And what we'll
yeah,
do.
I see that. I mean, he's still coming back to me even, which is great. I mean,
What we'll do is we'll go up to the Lowe's and we'll kind of do a little bit of a short social to see how he does with everybody and how you're able to redirect him back. Good boy, right? But yeah, other than that, there aren't really too many drills that we can kind of go over that weren't in the video. But
we've been watching the video. Natalie's on right now, FaceTime. That.
Oh, perfect.
So she's been watching the videos and has a plan for him when he comes back. Keep him active.
So the main thing was seeing if you guys had any questions and then going over those things first, and then just after that going through that social.
But the fact that he's not even
Good
full,
boy. There you go.
Good boy.
Hey, he's got to pee.
Good boy. Don't worry, I still got to.
You got to see that, man.
It's a good boy.
Don't worry, we have the other camera going.
Yeah, he's got his camera. He's used to doing this.
We're not. We're like, we're probably all over the place. Yeah, I think that just watching the videos and the things that like in the car, like are you doing anything different in the car, or is he just good in the car? He usually is good for us.
No, he's been good in the car.
Okay.
The only thing I would be cautious of is like him propping up on the windows and on the armrest, because I have to lock my windows because he's rolled them down before. And if there's something out there that might be exciting for him, he may jump. He hasn't, right? But he postures like he would. So I would recommend, what I have is just like one of those buckle leashes that you just carabine onto him. Yeah, and then it just clips onto the seatbelt.
Okay.
Or you could just tie it off too, but
Right.
that'll keep him from jumping out of the car when
Right,
it's moving.
yeah, yeah.
But other than that, he hadn't had any issues just having his head out the window and just enjoying things.
He was. Oh yeah. We've never had him put his whole head out the window. Just he's never really cared for it before.
Oh yeah, he'll almost crawl out the window now with the paw and
yeah?
everything too. So he might have gotten more comfortable with it because we've gone a lot of places. I just finished the upload from his social yesterday in the morning, so hopefully you guys will get a chance to watch that. But he did really well.
I got halfway through it. It was like an hour long, but
Yeah.
they were so good, all of them together.
Mhm.
And
Those
he
ears,
not
man.
jumping on who's ears, Natalie.
Yeah.
Not jumping on.
He met quite a few people.
Yeah, I mean, when we went to the farmer's market when he was a lot younger, it was not like that.
Well, this was like a really good environment because even though there were a lot of dogs and he was excited, a lot of the people there were also like professional handlers,
Yeah.
you know. So all I had to do was let them know, oh, we're working on him not jumping, you know.
He's so cute.
So you can kind of see, you want to still try to set him up for success because he's still got that puppy energy and he's excited, but we didn't have to really focus on correcting him or anything. It was just more of giving him something else good to do or something else that he should be doing, as opposed to just punishing him when he does the wrong thing. And so it's worked out pretty well. I would still, like I said, have a handle on the leash, right? Good boy. Right, to help with those sudden like urges that pop up, especially if he might have not have seen somebody like your daughter in a long time, right? That'll be another one.
Exciting.
So maybe like you would prep, like kind of get him prompted first
Okay.
into that heel position or into the place position, and then get her ready, and then release him to go and greet her, and then as he's approaching her, she catches him appropriately,
Great.
right? So that way we're teaching both ends, right? Hey, you're just gonna be hanging out with me and while I'm meeting somebody new or while I'm just talking to somebody and not getting to engage. And then the other end, when he does get to engage, how to properly do it when he's excited. When he's not so excited and not so energetic, it's pretty easy. And that's why having the leash on and just kind of monitoring his behavior will really help, because you can kind of tell when he's gonna jump and he's like really amped up, and then you can kind of tell when he's settled down. It doesn't usually take too long, but it just depends. Like if it's another dog that is barking and trying to play with him, it might take a little bit longer to like settle him down. Outside of that, and then door control is the same way, making sure he's far enough away from the door, and then in a sit stay, and then you open the door, and while you're opening it, making sure that he's still controlled, like controlling himself, right? And not too excited to just go out the door. And then after I cross the door, then I release him. And that'll be a pretty easy one to demonstrate. We'll just kind of pretend that this line is the door. And all you'll want to do is have him maybe like at the other end of the square or 6 feet back as you're approaching him and having him sit and stay. Yep. And then you go up there. So walk up to maybe this line.
Face down.
And have him stay.
Stay.
Right?
Back.
Yep.
Face.
He's more focused on me now, so I'll let you reset him.
Right. Ready? Face. Place. Face.
There you go.
Sit. Face.
Good. So now making sure that he's actually staying before you move forward. Good.
Good. Sit. Yes. He's like, she doesn't usually do this. If I remember it correctly. You gonna do place? 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 And
There you go.
place?
There you go.
Place? Place? There you go.
He's very much so used to positioning off of your hand. So like with heel and like place and stuff, you know, that's what he's looking for.
Do you typically heel to a specific side or not really?
No,
Doesn't
we
matter?
swap sides when we practiced.
Yeah.
So some people have a preference, unless you're specifically doing for show, then it's on the left.
So I'm asking him to stay right now.
So he's gonna probably move right now because he's placed underneath you.
Right.
And so when you move, his placement is gonna shift, right? So what I would do instead is like kind of having him, come here, bud.
On the side.
Yeah. Oh, it's okay. Down. Good. So go ahead and walk over front a little bit. Stay. Stay. Good. Stay. Open the door. Okay.
Yes.
Broke a little bit early, but you can
Yeah.
kind of see what I mean. So helping him out with the leash, making sure that he stays,
Right.
then moving forward, then opening the door. So I'll let you try again.
So are we in real life? Are we giving him a treat back here, or are we just getting?
You
him to
giving
sit
him
and
a
stay?
no, you're getting him to sit and stay, and then he gets a treat after he crosses that line with you. So he
So
gets
Don't give him a treat now.
Sit.
yeah. That's okay.
What is happening?
Yeah.
Stay. Stay. Sit. Good boy. Stay. Stay.
Good. Now release him.
Yes.
Almost.
So he's using his
getting
hand
there.
to kind of go
Yeah.
stay.
Okay. so
And then
okay.
calming him. So this way he knows to kind of stay put, and then if I see him move, I kind of push back with him. But then when he knows that I drop my hand, that's also like the release or the come. With a lot of hand motions, right?
Stay.
Good. Oh,
Stay. Up.
now this time go slow. Almost. He's also getting a little distracted there too, which is fine. It's a little bit different when you're actually at a door and he's only looking towards the door to go out, right? Now just take a couple steps, and if you need to, you can also use the leash like I did to kind of correct him into the stay. But what you're looking for is for him to actually settle down into the stay before you move, right? Because that good boy confirmation, he kind of feels like it was already done. Yeah. Now say good boy.
Good boy. Release.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Good boy.
So it'll take a little bit of,
Go after that.
yeah. Yeah.
And the name recognition is better. He's checking in, right?
Yeah, like I said, with the lady, unfortunately, it was
Yeah,
just
that's
because I was like, oh, who's that? Let me go check him out real quick. But if he
I
gets
can
the
see
time to
that.
see something, yeah, he's a little bit better. Because we worked on stay, but it was like staying with and near him, right? And that duration staying, as opposed to stay and then kind of walking a mile away. Because with him, we really wanted him to come with, right? Instead of us getting too far or him usually getting too far from us. So we kind of try to keep that yo-yo, but at the same time try to make it so he's not so excited to move with us all the time. it's a hard balance when you're trying to do both.
There was one on the ground before that you missed.
So,
Can you come?
yeah.
Yes, good boy.
So now what I'll do is just a couple start and stops. So I'll start and I'll stop with him, and then ask him to stay,
Stay.
and then
Okay.
just wait. And what you're looking for is kind of like that shift in behavior. Is he looking anxious to kind of continue on? Most of the time he'll like sit down when he settles in, right? Or he'll start to move. In which case, that's when you'll just correct him with the leash or the reinforce with the stay again.
Okay.
And you'll see here. I'll show you again. Like after a couple times, he's like, "Oh, I have to stay," right? Boy, stay, stay, stay. Waiting for it. Stay. There, right? That's the shift that you're looking for. Stay,
That's no.
stay. I know, it's hard. I know, you want to see them. I know, stay. Stay. I know. Yes, good boy. Okay. Right? So it'll take a little bit because, especially right now, he's really excited with you guys and wants to kind of move around and, you know, be a little antsy. But that's where, I mean, you have to stick with it until he downshifts. And you'll notice that downshift. That's when he's going to be in a better stay.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Right, and the distraction's gonna be different than us standing right here who he wants to play with, right?
Yeah. That's why also the videos are a lot easier because it's just like me out walking and working with him.
Yeah,
He
those
doesn't
are
have
very
everybody
instructive.
else.
Yeah, no, they're so helpful.
Good boy.
Yeah, so this is the development when you get off the expressway or the exit.
Yeah. And we came from the south before.
Yeah.
This time we
Come.
here.
Good boy. All right, so I'll let you try a couple more times here. Well, you'll just kind of start, have him stay, and then start again, and then have him go again. And you're just trying to get him used to staying with you.
Yes, we can't walk like that, can we? You're feel it.
It'll be good in public that he does that, so that's why we didn't discourage it. And what I'll do if I don't want him to go there is I'll prompt him to the side to heel. Yeah,
As Mark's walking, he just right between my legs.
there you go. So now when you're walking with him, prompt him to the heel position with your hand. There you go. And then if he's concentrating too much on the treat, make sure you go between your hand and that position to your face and his attention. So he should be focusing on you for the heel. Good, there you go, perfect. And if you need to, you can help with the placement. So if he needs help on where to go, you prompt him. But then once he gets there, you want his attention onto you for the heel. So heel is like two parts. Part one is the position of the dog. Part two is the focus. Okay.
This is really cute.
We practice it a lot.
Never fed him so many treats.
We practice it a lot just so that way, like you'll see, like when we go out in public, he'll go and greet somebody, but then he'll actually stop like mid-greet just to come back. Because I've had to interrupt him so many times because he'll get so excited and he'll jump when he's excited. So like I'll let him say hi, and then he has to come back to me and settle down again for a treat. Or better yet, the person will just come to us, you know. But most of the time it's gonna be like, oh, look at the palm. Most of the time it's gonna be like a little bit of, you know, half and half, right?
Good boy.
We'll try to do a longer sit stay for you as well here. So I'll take this, and you ask him to stay.
Finn. Come. Sit. 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 Finn.
So when you're There you go. So try to get his attention and then ask him once or do the hand gesture once to sit.
Okay.
The same thing that we kind of went over when we first dropped off is try to not give him the command until you have his attention. Because then once you do, it's really easy for him to get that command, right?
Pin. Stay.
Okay, now slowly walk away back towards there and you'll see him, right?
Stay.
Good.
Yes. Release.
There you go. Good. He just needs a little bit of help in that beginning part because, like I said, he's so used to just sticking with us, and we didn't want to punish that part. We just needed to develop the stay part.
Has he been, the food portions, were they, what do you think they're an appropriate portion? What are your thoughts on what he's eating?
I would probably recheck back in with the vet just because he's still growing and he's definitely gained some weight, so you might need to up the proportions. But you have to also take into consideration we went through like a lot of treats too, right? So it also depends on like what kind of treats that you're using, you know, what kind of calories that they have. Like the freeze-dried proteins that I usually use, they usually have a lot more calories and a lot more protein in them than like the small trainers, right? So it'll just kind of depend. So you might have had like, you know, almost another meal total throughout the whole day in treats.
When you're training him.
Yeah.
Good customers over there.
They are very adorable. They're the best guard dogs. They're always on duty. Okay. And so here, okay, that's fine. I was gonna say, now that he's distracted with his nose, I would say drop the leash and then ask him to come and then move this way. So that way you're not using the leash pressure to pull him. So a lot of times we do that inadvertently and it kind of prompts him to, which is fine. But if you don't have the leash on him per se, right, that's how you would normally practice with. He's pretty into whatever he is into right now. So, oh, wait until he's not paying attention to you. Now drop it. Now ask him to come. And that's just so that you know that he's doing it on your verbal prompt as opposed to any leash pressure. And now if you want him to come with just the leash pressure, just use the leash pressure and start walking this way, and you'll notice that he'll turn around and come with you. So you just start going, right? And then he'll just check in. And that was just part of like the basic walking exercises. So some of that too is just you just kind of being a leader and guiding. So that way he knows when to go, when to stop, when to catch up, you know, what direction. And your goal is to just try to keep the leash nice and loose during the walk. So that way when it does get tight, he'll know, right, what to do. And you can kind of see now here he's looking for some direction on where to go.
Use your hand.
That's fine. There you go. Okay. And now that he's checking in with mom and she doesn't want him, you know, into that heel, right? He's gonna either go where he wants to go or he's gonna go and check things out. So that's kind of what we have, like kind of going as like a freedom walk, right? He gets to go and explore and check things out. But if you want his attention, you know, just let him know, yeah. And if you don't want his attention, I just do free, but most of the time he'll still just check in on you naturally and I'll just reward that too. Right, so go ahead and make a sudden turn and ask him to heel.
Heel.
There you go.
Heel. Yeah.
Good. Now just keep walking. There you go. And now do the same thing, but without the leash. So make a sudden turn.
Without the leash?
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Yep, without the leash pressure.
Heel. Heel.
Yeah, there you go.
He's like, it's in the other hand. I know it. Good boy.
There you go, good.
Good boy. Excellent.
Good. Now just
I'm
turn.
walking. Do this.
Okay. Now go ahead and change direction on him without the leash. Oh, too late. Okay, I'll let you just drop the leash. Or I'll hold the leash for you, right? All right.
So you want me to?
Yep. Just walk around. And just as if you wanted his attention, then go ahead and when you ask for it, let him know where to go and what to do.
Pin. Pin.
He got some trash, it's fine. He got it out. Good.
boy.
Perfect.
That's
There you
a
go.
boy.
Good. Right? Perfect. Good.
Heel.
And what I'll usually do is when I turn, I'll also prompt a heel. So that way he'll know that I'm turning, right? And I'm going in a different direction. Good boy. Leave it. Thank you. Come on. Good boy. There you go. Right? So now with the kids, it'll be good to have.
Yeah.
So let's just walk on by. There you go. And then once he starts pulling, good. 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 Now go ahead and walk towards the kids, and then when you start to walk away, or you notice that he's not focused on you, then try to prompt his attention with your with his name. There you go. Good. Here, I'll try to help you out with the demo
what am
here.
I doing, like,
It's
how am I
okay.
not getting him to go around me instead of going through me?
It's difficult, right? So we'll preload a treat.
Yeah.
We'll get him going. I'm waiting for him to get distracted. Finn, heel.
So it's me turning, almost.
In that case, because he's so far ahead of you,
Right.
when he's coming back,
I
you
can get him on that way. It's
Yeah.
much easier than him trying to go middle and then turn around.
And what I've done too is I prompt him to the side to heel and then weave him through
Right.
like a normal
Right,
weave.
that
But
would be
he's,
what we saw. You got
but
it.
it's a lot easier just turn and catch him that way.
Got it.
You want to try again?
Yeah.
Okay. So just notice when he starts getting excited for the kids. There you go. And then
Pin. Face.
there you go. Good. Good. And we can go out to the field if you wanted to practice more recall.
Pin. Heel.
Good. Almost. There you go. Good. Now keep walking. So that's the thing that you'll have to get used to is when you resituate his location, you keep walking and then you have him refocus on you. Yeah. We mostly worked here. Sometimes we'll go downtown. We try to get a bunch of different places in, but you know, the local places is usually where we do a lot of just the drills.
Ah, it feels much better.
Yeah, the shade is nice.
Better week than last week. We expect a week this week.
Hopefully it'll be good.
Yeah. Struggle probably with the rain.
Good boy. Here, I've got a So this will be good practice for you on sustaining focus, right? Is to try to just keep him with you as much as you can through the shade here, without the leash.
Without the leash. So just drop it.
Yeah, you should be fine unless his puppy friend comes out.
Pin.
Yep. Go ahead and turn and get ready to catch him. Right? Now go ahead.
Finn, come, place.
Good. Now try to maintain him onto your side and focus for a little bit. And then when you think, take a couple steps and then release him again so he can explore. Good. Now hold. Good. Oh, I mean hold, but you can keep walking. Good. There you go. Have him gesture up to your eyes. It's okay. It'll take some practice. Good. There you go.
Finn.
He's at least sticking with her, so it's good. So now when you're ready, go ahead and turn around and ask him to sit, stay.
Sit. Stay. Sit. Finn, sit.
Good, and then release him. Okay, and then just start walking again and then reset. This is a good exercise.
Hold. Don't dose it. Get him back to me.
Because the freedom part is important because we want him to get distracted like he normally would, right? Free roaming. But then when you need it, you have it. So whenever you're ready in that crisp command, give him his name, let him know that you're going a different direction. There you go. And then, give him a target to hit. Follow up with his focus. And then keep walking. There you go. Good. Good. Maintain. Yep. Good recovery. It's okay. So, there you go. So, a lot of times we'll want to go in to get him, right? And pull him away from whatever he's distracted by. But what'll actually help is if you do the opposite. Because he's still attracted to you, you pull yourself away and that'll cause the tension that you need. So the next time he gets distracted, when you call his name, try going the opposite way. Good. Yep. Good. Now try going the opposite way, like down this way. Yep. See what I mean? And then they'll let him know that he's doing a good job. Yep. Good. Good. Right? So that case, you can see that he's starting to kind of get a little bit of fatigued, right? Mm-hmm. So letting him go for like a while longer, and then when you do want to engage, make it as like fun and engaging as possible. Even just for a short time, I'll do like a treat or two from the beginning, depending on how long he hasn't been focusing on me, things like that, right? So, Finn, come. Good boy, come. Yes, wait. Come. Yes. Heel. Good. Come. Place. Good. Yes, good down. Oh, this way. Good boy. Right? You just make it fun for him to kind of keep up with you and to follow you. Because if his interests are out elsewhere and you're trying to just get it back, it's what it feels like, right? It feels like you're pulling his attention from whatever's interesting. Your goal is to just be whatever's interesting. It'll come with some practice, but he's definitely really good at it. Good boy. Perfect. Perfect. Good job. There you go. You'll get the hang of it with some practice. And I would recommend either... It helps, especially because he just wants to play with you. He just wants the treats and he wants to engage. So that's what you want to like concentrate on doing. A lot of times families, they end up just concentrating on getting his attention back from whatever is distracting him, right? Which is, it's understandable. It's kind of a different mindset that kind of changes everything. Perfect. Yes, perfect. Good. There you go. Good. You have any questions on that? That's gonna probably be the one that just takes a little bit of practice to transition.
The training and there's fun. Like, you need to have fun.
Mhm.
It makes sense for kids.
A long leash will help. I would recommend like a 30 or 50. Like 100, I think, is a little bit too much.
Good.
Good. There you go. All right.
We were on the fence and came back.
Mhm.
She probably saw it.
So the next thing will just be some good leash manners there. We'll give him a little break, and I'll show you how I walk him around the neighborhood and how I prompt him using the leash. Good boy. Come. Good boy. Right. Just to keep him from going in between the legs. Right. Yes, good boy. Right. So I acknowledge when he acknowledges the leash pressure when that happens. Good boy. Bless you. Bless you. This will be good because we have a kid there. Yeah. It's good practice through, right? So I'm just gonna use. Yes, good boy. No, he's still not too much of a marker.
No,
Right? So right now he's got the distractions to the left. I want to go straight down, and now he's back there. So I'm gonna give him some time, good boy, to smell. I want to try to keep the leash nice and loose. And so that way, when I do need the leash to get his attention, I can make some impact to communicate with him with it.
instead of just pulling on the whole time.
So the goal is to keep it as loose as possible. Sometimes he moves faster than we do, especially when he gets excited for something. So sometimes he'll get ahead, and that's usually when I'll just do a turn or something right here. Yes, good boy. So I hold pressure as a boundary until he gives up and is like, oh, I can't go that way. Why not? Which way are you going, right? The only times when I'll use pressure to kind of change direction or to guide him is when I want to, right? So like going left or right at the street or doing a stop.
Right.
So here, right, we're gonna change his direction here. He wants to go that way, good boy. Okay. Same thing here, okay? So just pause, and then again, and then release. So we're almost doing it in like bursts, right, when we need it. There, he was starting to get a little bit too far ahead. Here, getting him away from the can. Here, yes, this way, good. Yes, good boy. Keeping him from going too far into the neighbor's yard, right? So back in, out, yes, good boy. When he does the right thing, when refocuses and comes back in, go back into that heel practice, right? So it's loose leash, into heel when you need it, back into free. Okay, letting him smell. Good boy. Don't want him to get into those things, right? So I'll make the leash have some pressure. As soon as he starts going too far the other way, it's gonna get tight. Right now it's still loose, right? Heel. Yes. Right? Didn't need the leash pressure, so I didn't use it. I just prompted him to where I wanted to go. If he was starting to go deeper into the trash, that's when I would have used it, right? So that way you end up like here, right? They don't want dogs on the grass. Use a little bit of pressure, pulled them off. So that way you're not constantly jerking each other back and forth. It's more relaxing here, right? Don't want them to go into the street. A little bit of pressure, then back off. You can give it a try? And then we can give Dad a try as well. All right? Good boy, there you go. Good. And you notice that he'll come back to you after you give him that confirmation that, oh, I'm not supposed to go that way. Now he's looking to you for, oh, which way are we supposed to go then, Mom? That's why you guiding him is gonna be so important. So, there you go, good. So if he's going in front of you too fast, let him know, hey, come back, heel, or, slow down, wait for me, Give him some input outside of, you're going the wrong way, yeah. You're going the wrong way, but go this way. Or you're going too fast, but come over here and walk with me. So you're just trying to concentrate on giving him that second round of input. Everybody's really good at telling a dog what not to do.
Yeah.
We have to kind of focus more on that part afterwards. Hey, you went a little bit too far, come back and walk with me, right? Because he's pretty good with it. Like I said, he's still a puppy. We didn't force him to stay with us by any means. If you still have problems, then we can kind of show you how to walk like that. But for the most part, it's just you and him working on boundaries and getting somewhere together.
Mm-hmm. Do I just stop, or do I?
You can just give the little tug on the two, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. There's my second.
Poor lady. There you go. So try to keep him close to you like that, and then that way, if he starts to get a little bit too far, give him a little bit of a tug. Okay, and then make sure the leash is nice and loose. So again, if you start to get too far, good, tug and then loose. So tug and then loose, tug and then loose. Good boy. I'll let him walk with you.
Okay. Then, come, heel.
There you go, good.
Heel.
Good.
Heel. Bend.
It'll be easier when I'm not here too. Good, there you go. But you can kind of see that's all he is looking for is like that guidance. It's like, hey, I thought I was supposed to be following you. It's like, no, you're supposed to be following Mom, So just helping him out with that little bit. Good, there you go. Good. See how he's checking in? Good. The more that he checks in, the more focus that he has, the less he's gonna pull because he doesn't check out, right? He keeps walking away and he doesn't notice how far away he's getting from you. And he's just gonna start to pull because he just runs out of leash. You can even let him know before he runs out of leash and before he starts pulling, just, by the way, hey Finn, wait for me, right? Give him a little bit of that input. You don't always have to wait until he's so far out. And so, a lot of times the trainers, they'll just do that 360, or not the 360, the 180. And that's not always practical, but it's good practice in the beginning because it kind of forces both of you guys to re-engage with one another. So if you just did a 180 right now and just keep walking, watch what happens with him, right? He just has to stop and follow. That's why it works so well. But a lot of times people will get stuck because we're just trying to get his attention to tell him where to go. If you just show him where to go, you cut out that whole step and he has to start following faster. Mm.
Here, you try it.
Yeah.
I'll do that one. I'll just do that one. Me and Natalie.
Oh.
All right, so far.
It'll be mostly me and Natalie.
What? She don't want to treat.
I know you're hot, huh?
I don't need a treat. She's just going to do what I want her to do.
That too. Good boy. Oh, I have to be quiet. You notice that he's very in tune to that, right? And that's why I say that communication and that engagement, that feedback with him is so important because it's what helps to actually keep him tethered. For me and him, it's not the leash that keeps him tethered, it's the engagement, you know. Oh, good boy.
Maybe not. What a cutie.
Right. I think that's pretty good for like the recall in the neighborhood. Do you guys have any questions before we pause this? I'll load up your stuff so that way you guys can leave directly from the Lowe's,
Yeah.
and we'll just do a quick lap around there for the social part.
That would be great.
I was hoping we'd run into enough people here, but it's a little too quiet right now on a Sunday.
Okay.
But this way we'll all get some AC.
Yeah, that would be great. And that indoor is just a different,
Mhm.
it's just a different atmosphere for them. And like when I had him, he would just pull the whole time, right?
Mhm.
Until he gave up. But when I saw you, all the different commands, and he's listening better too.
So here, if it's still tight, right, then go ahead and loosen it up and then make it tight again. There you go, good, right? So you kind of see what I mean? If you have that constant pressure, it's hard to communicate with him. So even a little bit of that pop and then he's like, what? You know, that's all. It'll take a little bit of practice.
All right.
So the one thing that's going to be really important, especially in newer environments, is that now the distractions have come up. You're gonna have to have more engagement or more focus, or he's gonna end up kind of drifting off on his own and pulling more. And the best way to counteract that is to have something that can help with retaining his focus with you, like just the treats and such, or also overdoing at first your guidance. And what I mean by that is really having a plan of where you want to go and what you want to do, and then executing that. And you might have to add more steps than you normally would until he kind of settles in and kind of gets comfortable. So I'll show you first, and then I'll hand him back over to you. Good boy. Right? Good boy. Oh, he's definitely always welcome to visit. I know you guys live a little far away, but the door's always open, and I'm sure he'll love playing with whoever's here. Right? So you can kind of see all I'm doing right now is using the leash as that boundary, right? So he's feeling out the boundaries of where he can and can't go, especially in the beginning when we have a lot of extra open space, letting him have some extra leash to kind of run out, good boy, and check back in on his own. And then when he does, he gets rewarded, good boy, right? So the only difference between that and in a crowded environment is we're gonna have less open space. So whenever we can, he likes the obstacle course. So whenever we can, we want to try to give him some extra space so that way he can kind of go and explore and then check back on his own, right? Because then there's going to be certain times when we can't, and we're going to need him to kind of refocus and follow. Good boy. All right. So right now, my only game plan, and this also helps, is seeing where he wants to go and almost doing the opposite, right? So if he wants to keep going down that way, I either want to stop and hang out here and check these things out. If he wants to check out the pebbles, I'll let him do that for a bit. Good. Yeah, you'll want to be careful around like the pesticide area, things like that. But for the most part, especially the lawn and garden side, you should be relatively safe in here. He's really good about leaving things, especially when you offer a treat to like have him drop. Gotten him to that point where like he has something and I just kind of act like I have a treat.
I'm asking him to drop.
Right. And then I give him a treat. So that way you're not always baiting him by showing him a treat at first, but you're still making the motions, right? So he goes through the motions and then he gets rewarded. Good boy, this way. Right? And then when we're out in public, we want to try not to be in anyone's way as well. So we'll shorten his leash up a little bit. Hey, how you doing? Good boy. He's having a good time. Good boy. Wait. Yes. Good job. Yes.
Look, you get closer to the treats.
He's like, I like it up here. How's it going?
They might be that big.
Might be. One day.
Yeah.
Good job. Do you want to say hi? Good boy.
Hi.
Good job. Okay. So again, keeping the leash nice and loose and kind of closing the app so that way if he does start to jump or get too excited, I can pop it back. Or if he's engaging well, just let it go, right? Good boy. Can use his name to also disrupt. But like I said, I'm trying to get him to like fully actually engage first as opposed to just going, touching somebody and then coming back.
Right.
And like waiting for a treat. So a little bit awkward, right? He's doing the right things because he knows that I don't want him to jump and he knows that he wants to greet the person, but he knows that if he comes back, he'll get a treat. So he's just executing all those things. Yeah, he's pretty intuitive. So we just have to kind of refine things a little bit. Like I said, even like with the placement, right? He gets it, but we have to kind of help to guide him on exactly when to do what. Mm-hmm. Finn.
I'm not a spring chicken. That might trip me up.
Yeah, good boy. So here, right, he was starting to just walk towards the person without checking in on me. So then I just used his name to get his attention back. I always want him to engage with me first before engaging with somebody else, kind of like checking in to make sure that it's okay. Okay. Yes. Just using the leash as a boundary because he was just kind of following mom forward there. He wasn't really following the handler, right? So just getting his attention back by creating a boundary with the leash and then recognizing him when he recognizes the boundary. So a lot of it is just confirmation, you know? Yes, you're doing the right thing. Yes, keep doing the right thing. No, you're not doing the right thing. Yes, now you're doing the right thing. So, you know, like I said, a lot of people are really good at the no part. What you really want to try to work on is the yes part. Yes, this way. Heel. Yes, good boy. Yeah, a good comfortable training pouch really helps. Oh, it's okay. Good boy, yes. Yes, good, right? So now he's actively giving me that attention. So I'm gonna not only give him praise, but I'm gonna give him a treat because before he was just checking out, just going and exploring things on his own. Now, good boy, right? He just noticed that I was walking this way. I didn't have to pull him. So same here. Yes, good boy. He noticed that I stopped because I wanted to just check things out, and he's just waiting here. Yeah, that's perfect, but right, see, he just works through it. Yes, good boy. So I'm pretty much just always getting ready to tell him that he's doing the right thing. Because eventually he's going to do the right thing. It just might take a little while longer, or you might have to help him and tug him along. But the important thing is to let him know, good boy. Yep. All right. So same thing here. Finn. Right, so he's too interested. We tried calling his name, so then I'm just gonna tug him back in. Right, because we know that he was too focused on something that was probably new to him, coming towards him, that, good boy, that he needed a little bit more help. So instead of what a lot of people will naturally do is try to call his name again. If it already failed the first time, why would I try it again? So I just pulled him back in.
unless he's getting off the leash.
Right.
That's the only thing you got, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we used an ultrasonic in the beginning to disrupt. The anti-bark collar doesn't have any prongs. It was for his roommate that needed some help with not barking sometimes. But so once again, good boy. We'll give him an opportunity to listen to his name and then respond. If not, then we'll have something else that's ranged, right? And you can do the same thing with a collar with a tone, with a collar with a vibrate, like we were talking about before. If you're gonna be out hiking with him in a beach, that way you don't have to have a leash, but you'll still have something like auditory that's close to him, or physical, like a physical vibration of a touch. This is just auditory. Right?
Any response to that? 'Cause it's
I'll show you.
a certain sound.
Yeah, it's just an ultrasonic frequency. So that way, like if he's getting really excited and maybe jumping on somebody, instead of yelling or tugging them down. Finn. Yes, good boy. So he responded, so we didn't need it, right? So we'll try again when he's more distracted, and I'll see if I can show you how he responds to it. Just working on leash pressure there. Oh, there's another puppy. Look at the puppy. Right? So recognizing why he's not responding. Hi. That's a big pile of fun right there, huh? Yeah. Good boy. So just maintaining distance. Good job. Good boy. There you go. You can go ahead and reward for that. Right. So I didn't need to like pull him back. I didn't need to call him back because he was at the boundary line and he just sat and waited, right? It'll be just something that you kind of get used to as like you're handling him and practicing is what do you need to do and what is optional, right? A lot of times parents end up throwing the kitchen sink at a dog every single time they need something to happen.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just need patience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good boy.
Sure we did that in the beginning.
A lot of people do. It's okay.
You need to do everything.
But you just have to remember the less micromanaging that we do to him, the more that he has to think about what he needs to do himself or what he should be doing, right? Good boy, right? There's no reason to redirect him. Oh my goodness. This might be something. Oh, got an itch. Sorry. Wait. Yes. Good. Come. We'll see if he even notices over here. Oh, I think he noticed. Oh, right. Come on, Finn. It's okay. Yes. Come. Right? So you just had to see how he was fixated and locked up there, and I just pressed the button once, and it helped to distract him enough that I could be like, hey, let's go this way instead. Now that we're further away, Finn, yes, good, right? So I didn't need this because he responded to this. Always try to do the least that you have to do first, see how he does, see if he needs more help, and then if he does need more help, then give him more help, right?
It's scary to me too. I don't like
He's
it.
keeping an eye on us.
I'm telling you, Halloween's gonna be a rough time for a lot of these pups. Finn, yes, good boy. Place, yes, good job. And this is where going back to something very familiar like sit or place or heel can really help him to refocus onto you, right? Because now you're actively giving him something to do with his attention other than being distracted, right? Heel. Good boy. Finn, wait. Good boy. Thank you. Right, so same exercises outside, using your like connection and his focus with you to get him to do what you want, as opposed to always just using the leash. And like usually in like empty stores like this, we'll have like mom or dad go to one side and recall catch him, right? So that way you can practice inside where it's safer. Hopefully we're not just randomly eating. There we go. He spit it out. Yeah. He found something. All right. There you go. Have something edible. Yeah. He's still a puppy, right? Good boy. Oh no. Oh yeah, we ran into some of that at the festival. Wait, Finn. Hi, how you doing?
All right, how are you?
Good. Good boy. Good weight. Right. So I gave him the response. He was already moving forward, so I gave him a little bit of leash pressure, and then making sure he's actually doing it on his own. I'm not just holding him back the whole time. Good boy. Now go ahead and give him something else to do. Let's go around. Let's sit and wait, you know. So stopping him from what he wants to do first, which is to just engage, and then giving him something to do afterwards. He's like, oh. All right. One of our neighbors had the big scarecrow one last time. That thing was huge too.
It's like they keep getting taller and taller.
Yeah. Good boy. All right. So actively maybe guiding him to more places so that way he has to kind of follow you to where you're going, because right now he's just kind of going wherever he wants to go. So, you know, try to think about where you want to go and check what out and then just watch him, right? There you go. Good, there you go, good. Yep. There you go. Good. Go ahead and reward that because he wasn't paying attention to you for the longest time, right? And it was difficult for her to get him to stop pulling on the leash. Now when he's actually rewarding that focus, we need to acknowledge it.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be really important because
Yeah.
then it'll help to incentivize him to keep focusing.
Right, and so I'm not paying attention to the non-focus. I'm just paying attention that the leash is not really, stressed on. But you're right. He wasn't checking in on me. Come.
There you go, right? So the leash will do the work there because you stopped, he hit the boundary. You didn't have to tell him to stop. You didn't have to pull extra on the leash. So you want to use that tool to the best of its abilities, right? You want to use that as much as you can. And then whenever, you don't have that or you don't want to, you can be like, hey, Finn, this way. Good, perfect. Now, the next time that you do it, do like a couple hard turns and then ask him for a heel for a treat. Good. There you go. Because you see he re-engages with you that momentary, and then we want to try to take that momentary refocus and put it into a sustain. Good. So there's that refocus again, right? He's giving you all the opportunities here. Now just do a 180 and watch as he follows you. There you go. That works too. And that's how you'll know that he's now more focused on you because he's gonna naturally be more in tune with where you're going and what you're doing. You might have to warm him up to that, at first, but then once he starts to get in sync with you, then you can ease off a little bit. And then when he starts to drop off too much focus and starts pulling again because he's exploring on his own, be like, hey, Finn, let's explore together. Yeah. There you go. Good. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. There you go.
He knows the treats are on my right hand.
Good. There you go. Good. So maybe count every like maybe 5 times he's focused on you. Give him a treat. So that's 3, it's 4, 5, 6. There you go. Right? And that'll help you kind of really maintain some focus too.
Every time, like
1.
5 times that he like he checks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good. 2. Yep. Good. 3. 4. See? 5.
That's a good boy.
This way, he kind of feels incentivized and rewarded as we go because is that it's too easy for us to kind of forget, right? And then he wants to check out because we're not engaging with him. It'll get better over time and you don't have to like maintain so much focus, but especially at first with puppies and especially in very distracting environments, you're gonna want to babysit it, right? Until it gets really good.
Yep.
Very good, there you go. And try that command the next time that you make a turn. So that way you don't have to rely on pulling on the leash.
Yep.
Perfect, okay, good. One, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
You guys have any questions? I don't know if he's much of an attack dog. I think he was more ready to like flight than fight. I mean, he might throw down for you if the chips were down, but I think you might have to be the one to protect him for the most part. Aw, okay. So you see that she wants to engage with him, right? So that's a good opportunity to give him that practice of meeting somebody. So
That does what it attracts him.
it just interrupts his train of thought. And then after he's interrupted, then I step in with the guidance. You want to go see if she wants to say hi? Yeah. And just let him know, hey, we're just working on him not jumping. So when you're out in social situations, there you go, right?
You're welcome to pet him.
Yeah.
You're welcome to pet him. I didn't know because we're in training.
Good, there you
I
go.
know, you're learning.
Good job.
A guy that works for me has trained a couple dogs.
Oh, perfect.
They ended up being ATF dogs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Better at
Right, so what is he getting excited for that thing in her hand, right? So he might jump towards it. Good job. Thank you. Careful, big guy. Go ahead and take a treat down to his nose level. There you go, to help pop him back up. There you go. Oh, yeah. Good. There you go. Good. Now nice and relaxed again. Good. Now let her pet. There you go. Good. Good. There you go. Good. Say hi. Good. Sit. Perfect. Good. A lot of it for not jumping is timing. Interrupting his excitement. Good job, big guy. I know, there you go. See, that's what he's looking for, right? He's like, I didn't jump, I'm remaining calm, I sat down.
Just over 4 minutes.
Good, there you go, good. Perfect, now loose again. Good. Oh, nice, that's really important for him to learn, huh?
Very sweet.
Perfect.
10, 11 months.
Aw.
The only time we have trouble is right when we come home. I have to kind
Lots
of
of-
for her until she's finished.
Lots of energy and excitement, yeah.
the other hammer. You are very handsome.
Right, right. So now he's trying to jump for the treat. So let him know what to do to get the treat is to stay down, right? Good, there you go. Good. Because he's trying to get it, we have to tell him how to get it, right?
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Perfect. Oh, good job. Oh, good job. Perfect. Good. 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 Thank you, guys. Perfect. Good. Now he's checking back in. Perfect. Thank you. Perfect. There you go. There you go. So some of it will be you relaxing too, because you have to keep the leash nice and loose, so that way if he does start to hop up or get too excited, then you can pop him back, yeah. But if it's already tight, then you lose that.
Right. I guess around little kids, I just don't want anything to happen. So I'm always extra careful.
Yeah, and if you did want to be extra careful, set them up for success in advance, like way in advance, have them place and then step on the leash. So now you don't have to worry about it. And they can come in to engage, right? So you get to kind of pick and choose depending on your crowd, right? You get people that are good with
And that
dogs.
was my thought, was to get him between my legs first, so I just didn't get a chance to get him there.
Right, good boy, good job, that was good.
But
Now let's give him something else to do before he finds something else to do, right? Because you can see he's actively like looking, right, and interested. Good boy.
right, don't just stay there and let the distraction still be there and stop him. And
Yeah, because he's gonna find something to do. It might not be something that you like.
Exactly.
Good boy. Watch out behind you, by the way.
Stay.
Good, perfect, good. There you go, perfect. He's like the knocking. Good job.
Heel.
Almost good, good recovery. There you go. Perfect. He'll get used to it. He knows the position, but he defaults to the middle. I'm gonna go ahead and thank you guys for that. We did our best to try to recondition him, but he was pretty good about going down the middle.
Funny, my daughter started teaching him that, and I was like, what are you doing?
hopefully,
Safe place to put him when he's
yeah.
he's gonna jump on you.
Like I said, it's not a bad habit. You just have to continue developing it. That's all. And hopefully the video that I sent you helps, because that's usually how I start, right? Getting him to tag my hands instead of just trying to go in between the legs each time. So that's all. That's fine. I've had a lot of people accidentally train their dog's worst habits. Good boy. There you go. Good. He's like, oh, we're not going this way,
Yeah.
right?
I'm around the corner thing.
Good job. Perfect.
Heel.
Perfect. There you go. Remember, heel is two things, the position and then the focus. So once you get him there, try to get him back up there. Good boy. Because if you have his focus, then you're golden pretty much for everything. Good. And now direct it back up to you. There you go, good. Good. Now while you're walking, watch him too and see if you can keep eye contact with him. Good. Almost, good. Uh-oh. I don't know. hopefully something edible. It looks like soft treats. There you go. There you go, good, good.
Same come.
Good, so you've given him a command, you've given him the choice. You now have the boundary line. If he's going to ignore all those things, then you just go and force him to follow, right? There you go. Because you've given the command, you've given opportunities, now you have to give a consequence. And like I said, it doesn't have to be a harsh consequence, it's just the consequence of, yeah, you can't ignore me, we're going, right? We gave you the opportunity to do the right thing. you know what to do. Now, you know, you're either too distracted or you're choosing to ignore, in which, either of which case, you kind of elevate to that last step. Good, there you go. Good, and now focus up to you. And keep walking when you're eye contact with him, right? There you go, good. Good, there you go.
More than that's you.
Good, now eye contact up. You'll get used to it, but if you'll notice, even in the police work that they did yesterday too, when that dog is in that heel, that focus is like straight up here, right? It's always right up here. Dead. Yes, there you go. Good.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the big key is keeping that focus on you and keeping it high. Because when it's down here and it's following his nose, you're more likely to get him to pull. Right? So just keep going. Yep.
Don't want to.
It's fine. Good. And then nice and loose. Perfect. Good. 4.
That's 4 down.
Right? He's like, oh, 5. There you go. Right? So don't forget to count. Yeah. Because you can see, and you'll see in the video when you look back, you'll see when he's doing good is when he's got the focus going. You'll see when he's going bad is when kind of both parties have checked out for a little bit too long. That's all. You'll get used to it as you go, and as you kind of practice, he'll get less interested in where he is. It'll be kind of like a regular place, like everything else. Good. He'll get used to shopping with mom. Oh, mom's gonna go here. She's gonna get some treats for me at the PetSmart. Now we're gonna go here, get some dog food. Now we're gonna go here, you know. She's gonna let me smell. Now we gotta go in line. Now I have to sit and wait. You kind of end up making everything routine as you practice. And he's really good at routines. You just have to establish those routines. Because a lot of these routines here aren't established yet. He's just kind of checking out. He's just free floating, yeah. You just have to get him into that, yeah. Good boy. I'm gonna miss you, big guy. Oh, you're such a good boy. I know who's that.
So the difference between I like wearing a vest and that people know, right? We got a vest for him.
Oh, perfect.
But eventually you don't have to wear that, right? And the collar's fine. And
Yeah, it's just optional. I just have it on him now just because of the Ask the Pet in training. It will make it so most people will at least hesitate or ask first.
Right.
A lot of times it's just because they think it's either a service dog or not to interrupt the training course.
Right.
But then that still gives me time to clarify. It's like, oh no, we're training, but he's socializing and learning not to jump on people. So if you'd like to, you
that's
can.
great.
Yeah. It just gives you more time to control the engagement. Sometimes it won't matter though, especially with kids. Right. Good job. You guys have any questions before the battery dies?
I think we're good.
All right.
We're excited.